Hi everyone, myself Divya from AC Department of Chevron Engineering College. So now I am going to discuss about the topic of differential amplifier. So before going to know about the differential amplifier, why the differential amplifier? Why we are going to discuss about the differential amplifier? Means in previous classes we have already discussed about what is a linear IC, what is an op-amp? That means the op-amp is one of the linear IC. So operational amplifier performs some mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, etc. So whenever we are going to study about an op-amp, we should know about the differential amplifier because the differential amplifier is the basic building block of an op-amp. So whenever we are going to know about the op-amp applications, we should know about the differential amplifier. So what is the differential amplifier? So differential amplifier means the amplifier which amplifies the difference between two input signals is called differential amplifier. That means in differential amplifier, we are going to give two input signals. So the amplifier amplifies the difference of those two input signals. So and it is very much popular and it can be used in variety of analog applications. And it is also the basic building block of an operational amplifier. So this is the schematic representation of ideal differential amplifier. In this case, we are applying two inputs V1 and V2 and we are taking some output as V0. So in ideal differential amplifier, the output V0 is proportional to V1 minus V2. So as we said, the differential amplifier amplifies the difference of two input signals. So here we are applying two input signals as V1 and V2. So the difference of these two input signals is V1 minus V2. So the output is proportional to the difference of those two input signals. So it can also be stated like V0 is equal to AD into V1 minus V2, where AD is constant of proportionality and it is also called as a differential gain. So next, what is a differential gain? So the differential gain is the gain with which the amplifier amplifies the difference between two input signals. So it is denoted as AD. So V0 is equal to AD into VD. We can also write the above equation as V0 is equal to AD into VD, where VD is equal to V1 minus V2. From this equation, AD is equal to V0 by VD. So the differential gain equation or the differential gain is mathematically represented as the ratio of output voltage to the difference voltage. So in decibels also we can express the differential gain. So the differential gain in dBs can be expressed as AD of dB is equal to 20 log of V0 by VD. So this is the mathematical expression of differential gain. So as this is one of the gain of the differential amplifier. We can also have one more gain. That one is called as common mode gain. That is represented as AC. So in differential gain, we are applying two different input signals. Then what is common mode gain? So how we are calculating the when we are calculating the common mode gain. So if you are apply some two input voltages which were equal in magnitude as well as in phase to the differential amplifier, then ideally the output voltage must be 0 because the differential amplifier amplifies the difference. If you apply the same input signals, the difference will be 0. So the output voltage must be 0. But it is not in the case of practical differential amplifier because The output of the differential amplifier not only depends on the difference of the input signals, but also depends on the average of the two input signals. So here we are taking the average of those two input signals as Vc is equal to V1 plus V2 by 2. So this is the average of those two input signals and it is taken as Vc, and Vc is called as common mode signal. So next, what is the common mode gain? AC. So AC is the ratio of output voltage to the common mode signal voltage, or the gain with which the differential amplifier amplifies the common mode signal, that is VC, is called as common mode signal. So the total output of any differential amplifier in practical is given as V0 is equal to AD into VD plus AC into VC. So next step, these are the two types of gains we have in the differential amplifier. Next one is CMRR. This is also one of the specific characteristic of differential amplifier. What is CMRR? So CMRR means common mode rejection ratio, and it is defined as the ability of the differential amplifier to reject the common mode signals, that is common signals. In other words, it is also defined as the ratio of differential mode gain to the common mode gain. Mathematically, it is expressed as the ratio of AD to AC. So AD is differential gain, AC is common mode gain, and it is mathematically represented as rho. So CMRR is equal to AD by AC. So the above formula is used to calculate the output voltage of differential amplifier. So next one is transistorized differential amplifier. So how we can construct the differential amplifier? Uh, and here we have two emitter bias circuits. So this one represents first emitter bias circuit. This one represents second emitter bias circuit. In order to construct any differential amplifier, we should follow some rules. So these are the rules we have. Here we have two transistors Q1 and Q2, and these two transistors are NPN transistors. And here we have some base, emitter and collector. Base is the input terminal and collector is the output terminal. Emitter is common. Similarly, we have this one is also NPN transistor. Here we are applying some input and collector C2 is the output and emitter is common. So these two emitter bias circuits are used to construct the differential amplifier. So what are the assumptions? What are the rules in order to construct the differential amplifier means? First rule is the two transistors of Q1 and Q2 have the same characteristics. So the transistors which we are taking have the same characteristics. So that means we should take the transistors as matched transistors. So next rule is the resistances, that means the collector resistances RC1 and RC2 should be same. Suppose if you are taking some RC1 as 1 kilo ohm, RC2 also should take RC2 should also be taken as 1 kilo ohm. Similarly, the emitter resistances should also be same. That means if RE1 is 1 kilo ohm, RE2 should be taken also RE2 should be taken also 1 kilo. So here we are applying some DC input as VCC plus VCC to the collector and minus VE to emitter. Similarly, here also we should apply some DC voltage to collector and emitter. At the emitter we have some DC voltage as minus VE. So these are the three rules, and one more rule we have, that means the magnitude of the DC supply voltage should be same. That means if you take as VCC as 5 volts, VE should also be taken as 5 volts. If you take some 10 volts as VCC, VE should also be 10 volts. So these are the rules which we have to follow in order to construct a differential amplifier. So these are the rules. Then whenever we are taking the rules as RC1 as is equal to RC2, RE1 is equal to RE2, the magnitude of VCC is equal to VE, and the transistors as matched transistors, then just we have to combine these two circuits. That means we should connect the collector of first transistor to collector of second transistor, as well as we should connect emitter of first transistor to emitter of second transistor. So then the emitter resistances RE1 and RE2 will be in parallel combination. Then that parallel combination is taken as one resistance, that is RE. So that is RE is equal to RE1 parallel RE2. And this is the figure when we are following the rules which we have discussed above, and applying some inputs and outputs. So here we are connecting the collector of Q1 to collector of Q2. Next, we are connecting the emitter of Q1 and emitter of Q2. We have the parallel combination RE1 and RE2. That parallel combination is taken as one resistance, that is RE. And next, we are applying some input to base V1, that is VS1 is the source voltage which is applied to the base V1 of Q1 transistor. Similarly, we are applying another input VS2 to base V2 of second transistor Q2. So these are the inputs or signal sources which we are applying to the two bases of two transistors, and we are taking some output V0 between two collectors C1 and C2. And this type of configuration or this type of differential amplifier is called as dual input balanced output differential amplifier, because here we are applying two inputs, so that's why this one is called dual input. Next, balanced output means we are taking the output between two collectors. This type of output is called as balanced output or double-ended output or floating output. So totally this type of configuration is known as DIBO configuration or dual input balanced output configuration of a differential amplifier. And next, we have two types of modes of differential amplifier. That means we can operate the differential amplifier in two modes. First one is differential mode and next one is common mode. So what is a differential mode? So in the differential mode, as we know, the differential amplifier consists of two inputs. In differential mode, we are applying two inputs as different inputs to two transistors. So consider the two input signals which are same in magnitude but opposite in phase, that is 180 degrees out of phase with each other. So these signals with opposite phase can be obtained using center tapped transformer here. So we know the center tapped transformer provides 180 degrees out of phase with respect to each other. So here we have the differential mode operation. In this case, here this one is DIBO configuration, that means dual input balanced output differential amplifier. And here we have base V1 of Q1 transistor. Here we have base V2 of Q2 transistor. Here we should apply two different signals. So here we are applying some positive going signal, and in this case we are applying some negative going signal. And these two signals which we are applying to two bases of two transistors can be obtained by using the center tapped transformer. So by using the center tapped transformer, we are applying the positive going sinusoidal signal to the base V1 of Q1, and similarly we are applying some 180 degrees out of phase, that is negative going sinusoidal signal to the base V2 of Q2 transistor. So here this is a differential amplifier. Namely, the differential amplifier provides the difference of two input signals. Here we are applying two input signals of same magnitude but opposite polarity. Suppose if you are applying some plus 5 volts here, here we are applying some minus 5 volts. So magnitude is same. That means here we are applying 5 volts. Here also we are applying 5 volts, but the phase is different. Here we have some positive going signal. Here we have some negative going signal. So if you have some plus 10 volts here, here we have some minus 10 volts. And the differential amplifier produces the difference or amplifies the difference of those two input signals. That means we can get the output as 10 minus of minus 10. So 10 minus of minus 10. 10 plus 10 is the first transistor output and minus 10 is the second transistor output. So 10 minus of minus 10 becomes 20. So we can get some amplified version at the output of the differential amplifier. So this is the differential mode of operation of a differential amplifier. And next, second mode of operation is common mode operation. In common mode operation, we are applying the signals to the two bases of two transistors, that is Q1 and Q2, in same Q1 and Q2 as same magnitude and as well as same phase. So the two signals are equal in magnitude as well as in phase, while the two signals causes in phase signal voltages of equal magnitude to appear across the two collectors of Q1 and Q2. So here we have some common mode operation of a differential amplifier. And in this case, we are applying two signals as same magnitude as same phase. So here we have some, so that's why we are using only a signal source as one source. So that is from this source only we are applying the signal to the base of first transistor, and from this signal source only we are applying the input to the base of second transistor. So here the two signals are same, that is Vs1 is equal to Vs2. The two signals are same in magnitude as well as in phase. So suppose here we are applying some plus 5 volts or plus 10 volts. Here also we are applying some plus 5 volts or plus 10 volts. And what is the output? And the output is the difference of those two signals. That means suppose if you are applying some plus 10 here, if you are applying some plus 10 here, the output is the difference between those two signals, that is 10 minus 10, that will become to 0. So thus the differential amplifier output is almost 0 in the common mode operation. Ideally it should be 0, but practically we have some value. Ideally the output of differential amplifier in common mode operation is 0. And next one is configurations. Configurations of differential amplifier or types of differential amplifier. Mainly the differential amplifier have 4 configurations, and it can be used in 4 configurations. First one is dual input balanced output differential amplifier. Second one is dual input unbalanced output differential amplifier. Third one is single input balanced output differential amplifier. Fourth one is single input unbalanced output differential amplifier. So what is dual input, single input, balanced output and unbalanced output? So what is dual input? As the name indicates, dual input means we are applying two inputs. So the differential amplifier uses two transistors in common emitter configuration, as we are seen in the previous slides. Here, if output is taken between two collectors, it is called balanced output or double-ended output or floating output. While if the output is taken between the collector with respect to ground, it is called unbalanced output or single-ended output. And next, if the signal is given to both the input terminals, it is called dual input. While the signal is given to only one input terminal of and the other input terminal is grounded, it is called as single input or single-ended input. So these are the configurations we have, mainly 4 configurations. First one is dual input balanced output configuration. In this configuration, we are applying 2 inputs, VS1 to the base of first transistor and VS2 to the base of second transistor. And here we are taking the output V0. The V0 output is taken between 2 collectors. So this type of output is known as balanced output. So totally this type of configuration is known as dual input balanced output configuration. And next, second one is dual input unbalanced output configuration. In this case also we are using 2 transistors in common emitter configuration, and we are taking some NPN transistors here. In this case also we are applying 2 inputs. VS1 is applied to the base of first transistor Q1 and VS2 is applied to the base of second transistor, that is Q2. So we have 2 inputs, so that's why we are calling it as dual input. And we are taking the output at one collector with respect to ground. We are taking the output at one collector with respect to ground. So that's why this type of configuration is known as dual input unbalanced output configuration. And next one is, third one is single input balanced output configuration. If you observe the figure, here we are applying the input VS1 to the base of first transistor and the second transistor base is connected to ground. So that means we are applying the input or only one input to the a base of first transistor, and the second transistor input is 0 because the base is connected to ground. That means we are applying only a single input to the differential amplifier and we are taking the output between 2 collectors here. That this type of output is known as balanced output. So totally this type of configuration is known as single input balanced output configuration. In single input balanced output configuration, we are applying only one input and we are taking the output between 2 collectors. And next, fourth one is single input unbalanced output configuration. In this configuration also, we are applying only one input. That means the signal source VS1 is applied to the base V1 to the base V1 of transistor Q1 and the base B2 of transistor Q2 is connected to ground. So that means the input to the second transistor is 0 and we are applying some input to the first transistor only. So that's why this type of configuration is known as single input configuration, as well as unbalanced output means here we are taking the output at one collector with respect to ground. Taking the output at one collector with respect to ground. So this type of output is known as unbalanced output. So totally this type of configuration is known as single input unbalanced output configuration. So in single input unbalanced output configuration, we are applying only a single input and the output is taken at one collector with respect to ground. So these are the 4 configurations of differential amplifier we have. So thank you.